I've noticed on the cage is all the bars have notches at the end, most of them, to kind of help you line them up, and then there's little holes to line those notches up on the opposite end bar. We got 3 different points where this cage mounts to the side-by-side. So we gotta figure out where these go, because all 3 of them are different. Let me refer to the directions real quick and we'll figure that out. We'll go from there. Since we got all the notches in the frame to line up all of our bars, I'm gonna go ahead and just hit this with the Matavo to clean up where the welds are gonna be setting in place. Try to knock this out before we mock it up. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the ass.
Georgie, they should be here any minute. What did you name him? Georgie.
those sidebars in is why it was when it did that.
Right.
So like we take those out, the cage will probably sit mint again.
They look a little shorter.
So we found out that I'm an idiot. Put our sidebars in, and this is what the cage ended up doing. We're like, what the heck? Found that it makes more sense that fitting that's rounded be in the back, seeing as how that bar is coming up on an angle. Leave it to Shane to come and save the day. Hold it, because I'm gonna knock it off. Dude, this thing ain't going.
How far off?
Before we start welding, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the ECU so we don't blow it up. All right, we're back. It's a new day. We got this thing all tacked up. Getting ready to lay some beads on it, get this thing going. Give you a look-see at what we got going on here. Alright, we ended up pulling the cage off this thing. We got it welded up. Hopefully good enough to where it's not going to move on us or pull in any certain way once we start getting after the rest of this welding. But dude, you guys aren't gonna believe it. I'm out here welding the other day, having a hard time. Got this going on. Don't know why. Everything was welding out very nice. No issues. And then I get to these ends, and for whatever reason, it wants to start pitting and spitting and spattering. I'm thinking that it's, you know, I'm far from a professional. I'm a straight up beginner. So I'm just kind of guessing here, but I'm thinking that maybe the gas coverage isn't quite right. So I got this thing sitting up on some buckets and different things like as you guys have seen, and just to get it right in a nice good spot for me to get comfortable. And the thing falls over with my GoPro attached to the cage and just smokes the screen, of course. So we're gonna have to warranty this thing out. What a bummer, man. All right, I'm gonna try to grind out some of these crappy welds and clean it up real nice. And I got a new lens for my what do they call it, a collet. I got a new collet and a bigger cup for the end of the welder. So we're gonna go, I had a 10 cup on there, but when it was welding great, but I'm gonna try to get a little better gas coverage. Probably gonna push up the pressure. I've been running like 15 CFH, so we're probably gonna go up to like 20 or so. I don't know. We're gonna figure out if this is the issue or not. I don't know. Bear with me. Got this thing all strapped up, getting ready to tack it in. Got it clamped down. All the mounts, everything's sitting pretty nicely. Alright guys, I'm back out here. I'm getting ready to weld up the rest of these tabs. I got them all tacked in. I already welded a little bit on the far side, passenger side. Got most of those done. Now, touching base on these ends that I was having an issue welding. All the changes I made with the welder ended up helping me out. Put the gas flow rate up to 20 CFH. I had it on 15 for the whole rest of the cage. Well, I'm thinking gas might have been a little bit of an issue there too. So I did bump that up a little bit. Blended the tip of the tungsten and put a bigger cup on the end of the welder too. I had a 10 cup on there originally, and that's what I was welding everything out with. And then I changed it over to a 12 cup, and I ground out the crappy welds, and then ended up blasting in there, putting a decent amount of heat in there. So now we're going to continue on welding up these tabs. Alright, we got all the tabs welded up. We cleaned up the cage, got any rust off of it, wiped it all down with denatured alcohol, and we're about to send it out for powder coating. Alright people, we're back. We got this thing all powder coated up with that special coverage from Rust-Oleum. It's nice and dry. It's not perfect, but we're gonna rip it down the trails and probably slap half the paint off of it in about 10 minutes anyways. And we're gonna throw the bolts in this thing, tighten it up, straighten it out, put the doors on, get it all buttoned up, and get it ready for our next ride.